Hey, this is Read Write Exercise. My name is Brady Dowling, and in this video we're going to be going over JavaScript logic and how it is evaluated. So a lot of times we will toss a bunch of variables into an if statement, and we'll just check if it's going to be truthy or falsy. And based on these things, we're going to do something else here. So normally we would say like if var, let's say val, and this, or true. This obviously is going to have issues, but if we are checking a bunch of things, then we want to do something else. So the whole block here is going to become basically true or false, and that's all we care about. And then it's going to do something, but we actually want to go over in this video what this statement is going to evaluate to. So first of all, when we're anding things, and is going to return, if it's true, it's going to return the last value or the first false value, or I should say falsy value. And if we're oring stuff, then it's going to return the first truthy value or the last value. Okay, and you'll see what I mean by that in a second. So let's say with and, let's say we're evaluating to true and true and true, so it's going to return true. But if I add in a falsy value now, which would be like null, then it's going to return null. And the same thing if I add in here for true, it's still going to return this falsy value. Okay, and so let's say I have, let's add some variables so we can be more real here and more real world. Let's say so I've actually already declared that. Okay, cool, so that's good. We could say is a nice day is true, or we could say is bad day, it's false. Okay, just so we have those to play with. So now if we were to say like is a nice day and my name and is a bad day and null, even though this null is a falsy value, it's going to return the first falsy value here. So it's going to return this false. And the same thing if I did this the other way around. Another falsy value here would be undefined. So if I did that, then it's going to return undefined. Okay. So if I have only truthy statements, so like we said is a nice day is true and my name is true. If I have only truthy statements, then it's going to return the last value here. So this last value is my name, and it's going to be Brady. Okay, so that's with and. Let's clear this out, and now let's go with or. So we said with or, it's going to return the first truthy value or the last value. So now let's say my name or false or null, and it's still going to return my name because that's the first truthy value. If we were to reverse this and we said null or false, right, it's going to return the last value because neither of these are truthy. So it's going to return false. Or undefined, it's going to return undefined now. If we said or my name, it's going to return that one. Or at this point it doesn't really care because it's already found a truthy value. Okay, so I could say null, it would still return that one. I could say or true. I can put really anything at the end here, and it actually doesn't matter because once it gets to this first truthy value, it's really going to stop checking these for truthiness, and it's going to stop executing. So with or, it really gets to the first one, and actually as a check, we can see if this is going to be, let's just make up our own object. Like let's have new object dot thing dot nothing. That clearly doesn't exist, so this would give me an error, but you can see that it's not even, yeah, so I don't know why I did it that time. It was like I think I just hit enter too many times or something. It popped it on the next line of the console. But here, if I say true or this next thing, it's actually not even going to evaluate this. So once it gets to a truthy value, it's going to stop evaluation of the phrase. And so it's for sure going to return the first truthy value or the last value. If I change this here, and I said if false or that, now it's going to have a reference error, just like we had above. So that's a general rundown on how logic in JavaScript is evaluated in regards to and or. And again, if you're just putting this inside an if statement, you probably don't really care because it's just going to evaluate to true or false. But sometimes it can be helpful to use this kind of logic when you're returning a value or when you're rendering something or whatever you want. But it's helpful to know this kind of thing so you can know how your code is actually going to evaluate. Hopefully this helps out. If you like the video, go ahead and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.